Hello everyone and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. Another update has been released, which means we have a bunch of new toys to play with, as in a few new cars. 3 new cars in this update and a new bonus menu book. So yeah, this is the Evolution meeting. Obviously for Mitsubishi Lancer Evolutions, and that is the first new car, as you've just seen, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution VIII, this particular one. So we're slowly filling up the collection of all the different models of Lancer Evolutions. I believe we've got the 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 and final now, and maybe in the 9 as well, I think. So we have a lot of Evolutions. But anyway, let's get cracking with the Evolution meeting. 3 races to do in this, and we've got 2 other races as well in this update for the other 2 new cars, which we will get to in due course. But anyway, the first race we're going to do is at the Kyoto Driving Park, the combined Yamagiwa and Miyabi layouts. So let's do this. This is also the reverse direction of the combined layout, so yeah, that means we're doing essentially the Yamagiwa circuit in reverse direction, and the Miyabi circuit, that little section at the bottom of the minimap, in the normal direction, given that we do that U-turn onto it. But anyway, as we are underway in this race, we're trying to chase down Mr. R. Heck in the Lancer, and we'll maybe make the move down the inside, and we'll get that done. I don't know if Ahek is his name or if that's just what he's thinking seeing me in the mirror, but anyway, let's see what we can do here. We might be able to make another move on the Lancer here. Down the inside we go into this slight right-hander. Gets a touch sharper as we go through, and then we swing left and on to the Miyabi circuit, which I've completely missed out into the grass there, but we'll recover from that, and we'll somehow manage to maintain P10 as we've made 2 overtakes in this race so far, as we're riding on board here through this long sweeping right-hander. Plenty of grip in this car. We've got the Sport Soft compound tyres on. One of few upgrades I did. The only other thing I did was put on the aerodynamic parts as well, front splitter, etc. Just to give it a little bit of extra performance and downforce. But yeah, that's really all I did. I didn't actually go into the tuning shop and do any weight reduction or horsepower. But anyway, we are motoring through the field at the moment. There's a move around the outside up into P8 in this race, so making good progress. 3 laps to run here at Kyoto Driving Park, so still plenty of time to go as we start to think about where we can make this next move. Another long sweeping right-hander. They do love the long sweepers at this circuit, as we just about managed to find the room around the outside there, and I just changed the on-screen display there to the car names as opposed to driver names, and now we send it in, and almost losing it there as we head into this kind of S section, and we are not quite in position to make a move through this final long radius right-hander, but we should be able to maybe get the run on the exit. We're trying to carry the momentum around the outside, and eventually we will gain those places towards turn 1, as we're in a decent drag race here, but we'll get through down the inside, and we're a bit slow into there, so we won't actually make that position yet. We'll try and carry the speed on the exit and switch it back on the Lancer. Now let's see if we can get this done. We're on the wrong side of the road here though, as we head into the next section, and we're trying to carry the speed. We're still running side by side, and I think we'll just about be able to get that move done now. So as we carry on, that's us up into the top 5 now, and we've got a couple of cars in front of us. Let's see if we can maybe switch it back to well, we've put ourselves on the outside here, so we're going to have to send it the long way around as we head back onto the Yamagiwa circuit, and we managed to get a nice little switchback, and we should be able to get this done, although they've got some pretty decent straight line speed, so clearly have some upgrades in that car, and we're not able to get the move done. Now down the inside we have a look and a think about it, but no way through just yet, and we'll remain in P4. So we did manage to make one of those overtakes, but yeah, this guy is seeming pretty quick, so we could find ourselves in a bit of trouble, because that is some good straight line speed. But anyway, we send it up the inside, and we will eventually get that move done, move ourselves up into the podium places. So yeah, with a full lap to go, I think we should be able to chase down the leaders, but yeah, this is actually going to be a pretty close one. We run it all the way to the outside there, and you know, that's guy we just passed is not actually quite done with us yet, as we head towards turn 1 at the start of the final lap. They send it up the inside, and yeah, this battle is on once more, so we're going to watch out for them. They are actually very speedy, so yeah, we need to get back on terms with them, because they've just driven away from me in that sector, but a good run through the corners. They're clearly not running the sports softs, so that's given us a bit of an advantage as we head into this tight right-hander. Let's see if we can carry the speed. Not quite. We sort of run out of room on the outside there, just trying to carry a bit too much speed too early in the corner there. So we remain in P4 as the two of us are actually slowly chipping away at the race leaders. Send it up the inside. We go very deep, just barely keeping it on the circuit as we switch it back again. And this should give us a nice exit, but remember their straight line speed, so I don't know if this will be quite the move done yet. We might need to try and hang it out around the outside here, or we might switch it back. They go deep, bit of contact between the two of us as we switch it back, but we get through, move ourselves up into 3rd position, and with the two race leaders scrapping it out in front. Let's see if we can get a nice run through this chicane, taking a lot of that inside curb and then some, as we now head into this hairpin corner, and we'll switch it back to the inside once more. We can't quite get there, so we'll have to go to the outside. It becomes the inside for the next corner, and that's the race lead as we send it in there and move ourselves up into P1. So yeah, we eventually do get that race lead on the final lap, and we'll bring it across the line to take 1st place here at Kyoto Driving Park. And I have to say, this Lancer is really nice to drive. Very confidence inspiring, very you know, very nice car to push to the limits. You know where the car's going to land at the other end of the corner. It's just, yeah, really nice. Very easy to get used to and to start pushing. But the next car we're going to drive is a 2024 Nissan GT-R, a brand new car, not just to the series but to the world this year. Well, I mean, it's still just a Nissan GT-R, but a new version of it, the Premium Edition T-spec it is called. And much like the Lancer, this is a beautiful car to drive. I actually think more so when it's standard. I have done some upgrades, done the weight reduction, as well as some brake performance upgrades as well. But as you can see, already made one overtake as we get started in this one. 16 cars in this race. We will return to the Lancer races later, but I wanted to keep things mixed up with a few different types and just keep things changing. So as we continue to push on, see if we can make our way through the field. But this car, like I said, is very quick. The top speed is very good. The acceleration, the confidence out of corners, it's just incredible. So yeah, this car is amazing to drive. Like I said, even better I think when it's just standard. I think doing the weight reduction and the brake upgrades just made it a little bit less stable under brakes. Yeah, that's definitely something you'd probably work on with a bit of suspension tuning and things like that. But as a base package, this car is so nice to drive. But anyway, as we continue to make our way through the field, we're already almost halfway up into P9 now. So at I haven't even mentioned the circuit yet. We are at St. Croix, the layout A, which is rarely used in the game. I did actually go through to find out if I'd even done this layout before. I have, and it was actually somewhat recently when there was a World Touring Car 800 race here, which they added for the Honda NSX GT500 car. When that was added, they added that race at this circuit. So yeah, it's really sort of only been put into use recently. Been in the game since launch, of course. It's not the longest layout of St. Croix, but it is a very long lap, just under 10 kilometers. So yeah, as we are charging through the field, we're already up into second position in this race. Yeah, we are. Oh, that's a bit of an off there as we glob of the barriers. That was a running theme. We actually did this race online as well, and yeah, I did that exact same thing more than a few times in that race. So yeah, it's a really fun circuit actually. Very, very wide, which is usually a circuit trait I tend to struggle with, funnily enough, because it just makes the actual racing line quite difficult to pinpoint. But yeah, it's a really fun track, and this right-hander here just goes on forever, and we eventually get to the other end of it, but it is such a long corner. But yeah, as we continue to race on, as we're in second position, trying to chase down the race leader. They're actually not far in front of us, and you know, we might be able to do the last to first within a lap here. As we put the power down out of the final corner, we will get there, and that is the race lead in less than a lap. We still have 2 full laps to go. This race does have a 700 pp limit, which is what I've tuned this car up to. But regardless, it's been a pretty easy one, and again, I actually didn't mention it, but you would have seen I turned the difficulty up to the maximum before starting this race. I actually didn't realize I did that Lancer race on the easiest difficulty, which I just would have had set from money grinding earlier. But yeah. Okay, I just wanted to show this before we get into the next race. There's a trophy in Gran Turismo 7, an achievement essentially, called Firm Favorite for buying the same car 10 times. And of course I managed to get that achievement with the Plymouth Superbird. I mean, what else was it going to be? That now means I only have 1 trophy left to get before it'll give me the Platinum Trophy for getting all the others. But unfortunately it's one I will never get, because it's for getting all gold in every license test, and that's just not happening. I cannot get gold in the final super license test. I have tried many a time. So next up, we are back in the Evolution meeting, and we have a 4-lap race at Monza this time. And yeah, we are going to set the difficulty back on the lowest. I did consider tuning up the car, but I thought instead of trying to balance that and trying to work out how many upgrades I need to have a good race with the AI with an upgraded car on the hardest difficulty, I figured I'll just leave the car, you know, basically stock as it was, and turn the difficulty down. I already had a good balance there, so why mess with it? So yeah, bit of an unconventional method, I suppose, but let's see how this goes as we have a nice run through the first chicane. Not really anything we can do on the exit though, because we are still lacking horsepower. Now I thought for a moment that I mustn't have changed the name above cars, but yeah, for some reason some of them still have the driver names as opposed to the car names as it is in the settings. But anyway, we're not going to worry about that as we make our way around the outside into the Della Roggia, and oh my goodness, we've had a moment there, and we actually bailed out of the chicane, probably didn't really need to do that, but anyway, yeah, that was a bit awkward. We just got onto the grass on entry, and yeah, that we had a big moment there. But as we continue to push on, we're going to see if we can make another move. We'll see if we can get a nice run onto the back straight, try and put some power down here, and we've got a run, but we're sort of on the wrong side, and we have very even straight line speed here, so there's not really a lot we can do as we now look to the inside. Now we've got the speed building as we head into Ascari later on the brakes, and we send it in and get that move done. Actually give a whack to the car in front as we make our way through. That's another couple of overtakes through Ascari, and that moves us up into 8th position so far in this race, so a good start on the first lap. Carrying on then, and by the time we start the next lap, we're already on the back of another queue of cars. We'll make the move down the inside. Got some more custom looking cars in this race too, by the way, or in these Lancer races in general. Got some big wings and such on some of these cars, so they're a little more customized than usual, or than they sometimes are. Just a nice bit of variety, I suppose, which is cool. I do appreciate that as a nice extra detail, I suppose. But anyway, as we are thinking about the move down the inside into the Della Roggia chicane, the car in front defending a little bit awkwardly. Now we'll send it on him, and I kind of thought we could do that. Had to cut that second part of the chicane slightly to get it done, but we move ourselves ahead and up into P6. We might be able to get a run through the Lesmos now, and we've got the next car well in sight. We can just carry so much speed through here. I mean, part of the difference is the difficulty setting, but a lot of it is definitely the soft compound tires. You can really tell when the AI are still on the hards, which I assume they are. Otherwise, they are very slow through the corners on this set difficulty. But either way, we definitely have the advantage there, even if we don't on the straights all the time. Some of these other cars rocking a fair bit of horsepower, but on the exit, once again, carrying the speed through the corner will get the move done, and that ultimately moves us up into 3rd position in this race. My concern is that if that same one that was quick in a straight line earlier at Kyoto Driving Park is racing here, we could be in a spot of trouble, because they're going to get through the field a lot quicker here. But we've got a good run on the exit here. Is this actually that car? I can't recall exactly which model it was or who was driving it. But either way, we've got a little bit of a run as we sit in the slipstream towards turn 1. No, I don't think that's the car. As we make our way down the inside. That's the TM edition as we make our way through, and that's another move up into 2nd position in this race. And eventually we do catch up to the race leader, and through Parabolica we do have a nice run here as we've got the momentum round the outside on the exit. I don't know if we'll have the straight line speed though, as we see it in the slipstream. Is this gonna maybe help us keep up as we're heading towards turn 1, so we have to think about where we can or how we can make this move. We'll go to the inside, as we did give them a little bit of a bump along the straight there, but we go for the move down the inside, way too deep though, as we steadily make our way through the extra little chicane there for those who missed the first one. Anyway, we've lost a lot of time there, so we're going to need to drive pretty well if we want to catch up to the Lancer, so we'll see if we can do it. But yeah, that's cost us a lot just going too deep there. As we now head towards the Della Roggia chicane, we should be able to gain a nice chunk of time here as we throw it in. This Lancer as well, I did say it earlier, but you really do get a nice rhythm with it, and build the confidence so quickly with this car. And you can kind of see it how we're already hauling in the race leader, and now we should be able to get this move done, possibly on the straight, if not into Ascari unless they're going to... yeah, they've actually picked up the pace on the straight there, so we might need to wait. We'll see how the run through Ascari goes. We might have an opportunity on the exit or potentially into Parabolica. We're fast running out of time. We're into the final sector of the final lap, and we're going to have to send it up the inside through the middle of Ascari. We'll get the move done there and take the race lead. But yeah, like I was saying, we had a bit of a whoopsie in this race, but again, Monza I guess is a better circuit for me than where we started at Kyoto Driving Park. But either way, we've managed to get to the lead by the end with not too much time to spare, despite having that little mistake at the start of the final lap. We'll run it along the inside line because I'm worried about their straight line speed, but they won't have time to catch up to us. We'll bring it across the line to take the victory here at Monza. And that's another race checked off the list, the second of the Evolution meeting. And yeah, that is another little tick of progress. But next we have something very interesting. The Toyota Hiace has been added to the game. Funnily enough, the Nissan GT-R is so heavy, it's actually heavier than this, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, yeah, this car, an interesting addition to the game. Technically, I think we already have a version of this, because I'm pretty sure the High Medic, the ambulance that was added a while ago, is based on the Hiace. But anyway, as you can see, absolute brick of a car here at Tokyo Expressway in the Sunday Cup. So yeah, this is going to be interesting as we grind the barriers there. I was hopefully going to see if I could get through the other cars cleanly and see if we can get the clean race bonus, but it's going to prove to be quite difficult driving a motorized brick on what feels like a fairly narrow track here at Tokyo Expressway. I mean, that's not exactly a big car in front of us, and we're having trouble finding a spot to get past them, as we're pretty much matched for speed here. So we need to wait for the corners, really, as we continue to try and sit in the slipstream, although I don't know how much slipstream is really going to help this thing, unless you are slipstreaming an ocean liner. But anyway, as we continue on, we'll see if we can get the move done around the outside, and we will get through there. So yeah, we are making progress in this race, but it is slow and steady. We are back on the highest difficulty setting, by the way, as we continue to push on. We've got another Hiace up the road, and this one actually custom livery in-game, which is cool. Not a particularly complex one, but I really did enjoy seeing this little detail at the time. Bullet Express on that car, which is a standard sponsor in Gran Turismo. But yeah, he's flying. He's doing a pretty decent job in the other Hiace there. But we'll get up the inside, and we should be able to get that move done. But we're in a tight little battle pack here with about 4 of us all fighting for position, and the other Hiace actually got a bit better speed there, and yeah, we lose out. So yeah, that is unfortunate, but we'll see if we can make the move around the outside. Commitment into the barrier there, but just a little graze. We carry on as we continue to make these outside moves. It's really the only way we can get through the field here, and that's eventually put us up into 4th position. But it's only a 2-lap race, so we don't have a lot of time left to try and get through the field, as we're just checking out the in-car view as well. And yeah, we are a little way off the next car. We are slowly catching up as the fight is on up ahead. In fact, we've got all 3 of them there, so we could very well find ourselves in the lead very shortly if we can make these moves. As we have a little look once again to the outside, we'll carry the speed through, and we'll manage to thread the needle around the outside, and that puts us up into the race lead. Little grace with the inside barrier there, but we get away with it. And yeah, we put ourselves up into 1st place as we head through this very slight S section. But yeah, I have to say, for such a big blocky car, this is handling pretty well. You might actually notice as well, it's got a tiny little wing on the back of it. That is one of the tuning part upgrades, or one in GT Auto for this. So yeah, I thought that was quite funny. That you could put that tiny little wing on a car this big. I really don't know if that's going to do anything, but yeah, that is that. And that is the Toyota Hiace. Enjoyable car to drive, actually, and apparently that thing gets a crazy engine swap in it, but I did not experiment with that in this video. Here is 500,000 credits from a 3-star roulette ticket, by the way. Don't ask me how that works, but anyway, I'll take it. That makes me a lot richer until we go ahead and spend it all. Back to the Evolution meeting though, and this one I might actually have to upgrade the car for, even on the lowest difficulty setting, because we are on dirt at Colorado Springs, and dirt has never been my friend in Gran Turismo. I've always struggled with the rally races, so I mean, I'll give it a crack, we'll see how it goes, but I think the last time I did a rally race, I remember I really struggled. I had to go with basically one of the fastest four-wheel drive road cars I had, and even then, on the lowest difficulty, it was a struggle. That was when they added one of the Subaru WRXs. As you can see, we've already done a 360 off the wall in this race, still running down in last position as we get re-overtaken by the TM Edition Lancer there, but we'll fling it through and make our way up the order once again if we can. But yeah, this is as we smash that guy out of the way, we move us up into P10. But yeah, as you can see, I am very much struggling with this. I am not familiar with Colorado Springs at all, which also isn't helping. Funnily enough, I think I actually know Fisherman's Ranch better than this track these days. But yeah, either way, I'm not 100% familiar with any of the rally tracks as we up on two wheels there and smack the barriers, but we carry on, and now let's see if we can make this move. Like, I don't know, there's an art to rallying, and I just don't have it at all. Much like drifting, it's just never worked for me, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what I need to do. I just need to. I know that I need to do something very different to what I am. Either way, though, we carry on, and it may not be pretty, but we will eventually get through this nonsense, and yeah, we'll see. But yeah, like I said, really not clicking with this. There's just, I don't know. I struggle with okay, that was terrible. The sense of the sort of grip and momentum just sort of gets all thrown out the window as soon as you go onto dirt, and I just don't. I haven't you know, I guess spent enough time doing rally races in gaming in general to sort of get used to that. Let alone in Gran Turismo 7 alone. I've really only done it when it's you know, been necessary. It's not something I you know, go out of my way to try. And ouch, okay, that was not good. Ow. We're back down a few more spots now, or down into P6. I think we actually only lost one spot in that moment. But yeah, somehow, despite this absolute glorious display of talent that you're seeing, we are actually making progress through the field as we're having a moment there. Got it straight once more though. But yeah, we are up into the top 5. Okay, what was that? I just didn't even turn for the corner there, goodness me. Anyway, yeah, like I said, up into the top 5. So we are steadily climbing up the order. I don't know if we'll have enough to catch the leaders though. I might need to have another crack at this and you know, try and just have a cleaner run. But speed-wise, I think we might actually be okay if I can. Oh, there's the wall again. What always happens as well is when you're doing these rally races, you drift out into the wall, and then the back end of the car hits the wall, the front end swings around, and you just end up in an absolute pickle. But anyway, as we are continuing to struggle on in this race, goodness me, we are in sight of the next car, so we'll see if we can chase them down. We are on lap 3 of 4, so we're more than halfway through this race, but we are more than halfway up the field, so we're sort of on target at the moment as we get a nice run, see if we can make the move down the inside. Not close enough yet, as we are all over the place on the exit. Maybe we can try on the left. We have a look, can't get through. Now to the right, and we will eventually make that move down the inside, move ourselves up into 4th position. So continuing to chip away and make progress. We're almost up into the podium places now, which is technically the target, although of course we do want to go for that race victory as we go all the way out to the exit wall there, and we just about managed to avoid a major disaster there. You do not want to crash at that zone of the circuit. But anyway, as we carry on, we are up into 3rd position, so we do have that podium target achieved, but the race win is the ultimate goal as we move on to begin the final lap of the race, and the race leaders are nowhere in sight at the moment, so we're going to need to push pretty hard if we want any chance of catching them. And again, out into the wall there, and actually managed to sort of straighten things out before well, I say that as if I actually have some level of clue of what I'm doing. The car was straighter when I hit the wall that time, and yeah, we didn't end up in a moment like that where you hit the wall at an angle and it just flicks the car around in a full 360. The worst situation is if you do that and end up in a 180 and you have to do the whole turnaround thing like we did earlier on. But anyway, we do have the 2 race leaders, 1st and 2nd, right in front of us now. Thankfully, they're not too far apart on track, so that does mean we should be able to get through both of them. They're running side by side now, so maybe, or they're fighting away, we might be able to get involved. They might start holding each other up just a little bit as we get up the inside, bit of contact. But we're through on one of them. Let's see if we can get the other as we're bouncing along here. Can we make the move? It's gonna be a little bit tricky, but bashing him out of the way there. And that is what I was so close to doing before. But somehow we've managed to maintain the lead, as I think we just bashed them out of the way even more severely. But regardless, we've managed to get up to 1st place by the end of this race. I don't know how. This has been a dreadful show of no talent. But anyway, let's get this car to the line and get this over and done with. Goodness me, that was not a fun experience. But anyway, that's just my inability to drive on dirt. Anyway, that is the menu book complete, and we'll get a reward for that, which is a 4-star roulette ticket. But we'll get to that in a moment, because we have an extra menu to go through as well, and this one is the Audi extra menu. Kind of surprised we haven't had this one so far in this game. Bit of an interesting collection of cars. Got a Le Mans car as well as the Quattro Pikes Peak in this one. 2 very different cars, as well as just a regular road one. But anyway, yeah, we've completed the Audi collection. So let's see what we can learn. Oh no, hang on, not yet. Collection, Audi completed. And a 6-star roulette ticket for our troubles. Now, let's see what we can learn about these cars. Collection, Audi. Germany is known for being the first country in the world to produce a petrol-powered car. It is also the home of the famous manufacturer Audi, which has long been an innovator in the automotive industry. Its name has roots in an automobile company founded in 1910 by August Horch. In 1932, this company merged with the brands DKW, Horch and Wanderer, resulting in the umbrella firm Auto Union AG, which continued to produce Audi cars. The car that made Audi a globally recognized brand was doubtless the Quattro, a full-time four-wheel drive car from 1980. The idea of outfitting a passenger car with a four-wheel drive system, then largely associated with off-road driving, marked a revolution in motorsport, particularly in rally racing. At the 1987 Pikes Peak climb, Walter Röhrl drove the Quattro S1 Pikes Peak to a class victory and a new world record. Ever since Auto Union changed its name to Audi in 1985, the company has remained at the forefront of innovation. Released in 1998, the first generation TT had a silhouette evocative of classical race cars of the Auto Union era. Yet its remarkably modern sports coupe design won many adoring fans. Since the 2000s, Audi has demonstrated its racing prowess at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, claiming 13 overall victories, including a storied win in 2011 with this R18 TDI. These three cars truly embody the spirit of Audi's motto, Vorsprung durch Technik, progress through technology. Well, that was all very interesting. Anyway, let's spin these couple of roulette tickets that we got from those two menu books. So the first one, we get an Alpine A110 for the 4-star ticket that we got after the Evolution meeting. A car that actually does have an engine swap available, though unfortunately I've already bought this car twice and got a version of it with that engine swap, so not terribly helpful, but we can always sell it on for a few credits. And then the other one, a 6-star ticket. And what are we going to get for this one? Got some credits and some cars available. Why is there a pile of 5,000 credits? I think that one on at the top left is. But thankfully, we don't get that. We get a car. So what is it? It's the CTR3. Pretty expensive car, worth 900,000 credits. So yeah, not too disappointed with that. Again, I think having all the cars in the game, most of the cars we get I'm probably just going to sell on anyway. But it's basically just more credits, so I'm not going to complain about that. I'm currently trying to get double ups of all the cars that have engine swaps. And in fact, as of this very update, some cars even have 2 possible engine swaps, so I need triple ups of those cars to have the different versions. But anyway, that is going to do it for this one, so I'll say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Please feel free to give me some feedback in the comments, it's always very helpful, and other than that, I will see you in the next one, and goodbye.